I can't see if it looks like there's a lot of people.
Oh, I can't see it either. Now, see how much brighter yours look now?
Yeah.
Is it because it's on top?
No, just because.
Are you sure?
Because just, I don't know, maybe yours is like
a different setting.
Yeah, or because you got the button pushed or something on there when you put it in the thing.
I don't know. Looks a little darker on mine. Yeah. Yours looks bright. Yeah. This one looks. All three have different.
Depending where you're watching.
Yeah.
This is weird. How come we got such a weird angle? Oh.
Because it's a wide.
Oh, it's weird.
That's pretty close.
It's like we're sitting back to front. I'm like a two-dimensional person. We were just talking about it.
Yeah.
Weird.
Well, we're live.
Steve was here. We can start now. I know we're live. Waiting for everybody to get in so we can actually start with some people. Welcome to Coffee and Bullshit episode number 126.
126. Yes, Mike, since you came on, we were waiting for you, our one viewer.
Thank you all for joining us. Looks like we're full on Instagram and TikTok. Got a ton of people watching. Thank you guys for joining us.
Yes.
Another great Saturday here.
In the great state of Illinois.
Listen, it's great. It's 7 degrees out there today, which is an awesome improvement from what it's been over the last 7 days. Oh, Mrs. Dazzo, thanks for joining us as always. We're really getting a grip on things here.
Yeah.
But then tomorrow's supposed to be 18, and then the rest of the week's supposed to be back in the 30s and 40s. So it wasn't just us, right? So I have clients on the West Coast out in Oregon. A couple of my other jobs, advertising car dealerships, they were completely out of power for 7 days, nothing, completely shut down. I talked to another client yesterday in Tennessee. So they had 10 to 12 inches of snow for the last 5 days. Everything has been shut down and closed.
Yeah, but most of those places that are warm most of the time don't have the equipment or the infrastructure.
That's exactly what we're talking about. They don't have the infrastructure for it.
Right.
So I'm like, he's like, all right, so I'll explain. He goes, between two counties here, we have 30 plows, 30 vehicles that can plow. 24 of them don't work and haven't worked. He's like, we haven't touched them in 7-8 years. So we go to start them up. They've been sitting for 7-8 years. You know, they don't work. Nothing runs. It's like, so we've been absolutely buried. They've been trying to refix stuff to get it out there on the road, but it's like, we just don't have the infrastructure. 10 inches of snow here is like, 4 feet for you.
Yeah. I still remember 2 inches at Fort Bragg is closing down the whole base for 3 days.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I don't know, maybe they had 2 plows throughout the whole base. Maybe in the whole state. I don't know.
I remember 2 or 3 years ago, it snowed in Texas, 2 inches. The amount of accidents that were on the freeway was ridiculous. People were just, it was like a couple 100-car pile up. People everywhere were just off the road. I have no idea. I'm driving snow.
As I said, when I was at Bragg, it snowed 2 inches coming home, coming from the Chicagoland area, and this one car just passed me right up. I'm just looking at it. I'm like, he's gonna just lose it, and he did. He lost his spun, went into the ditch, right by the air base.
It sucks is you feel bad for them, but you kind of cheer for them to go in the ditch, right?
Yeah, I did, and I just kind of looked, make sure the person's okay, and just kept on going. I'm like, you're the idiot who drove like an idiot. So
I remember how many years going back and forth to Minneapolis and Des Moines on 94 and 90, and someone would blow by us when it was snowing and horrible. And it's like, yep, go in the ditch, go in the ditch, idiot. And come 5 minutes up the road, there they are, buried in the ditch. And just I remember one time we were going to Minnesota. It was so bad. It was snowing so hard that people were going off the ditch. We're in the middle of nowhere, but that was back before we had cell phones, right? So no cell phones, but we were in a 14-foot box truck that just rear wheel drive. You couldn't pull over because the shoulders were completely snowed. If you pulled over, you would get stuck. And if you stopped, you were blocking a lane of traffic, which would be horrendous because nobody wanted to stop, right? Everybody's 10, 15 miles an hour. You couldn't stop. So you felt bad when people are stranded. They're fucked. They're stuck out there. But you couldn't do anything. You couldn't stop. You couldn't help them.
Yeah.
You're just sorry. Don't freeze to death, I hope.
Yeah. Yes, Mike, at least the coffee is hot. In my case, it's kind of lukewarm right now. But let's see. What else is going on?
Big fight against 2A this week. They're pushing now again. They have 20 states on board who've signed law where now they want to stop producing to try to stop production of 5.56 ammo and 2.23 ammo.
Yeah.
20 states have jumped on board and sent a letter to the president saying we want to stop. And then they want to hold ammunition companies
Liable.
liable. Yeah, there's one. There's one. They're going to try and stop them from reducing the ammo altogether. Lake. I can't
Like,
remember.
yeah, I know.
I can never remember the name of it, but
Lake City? No.
it's something like that. They're going to stop. They're trying to stop them. They're saying that. So they're lying, basically saying, "Oh, all the ammo is used in these mass shootings. 90% of it was from them."
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
there's
crazy
Todd
thing.
from Freedom Steel
Yep.
joining us. Sal pushed out the link if you want to come on and talk.
Anybody who wants to come on. Sorry, on Instagram and TikTok we don't have the link on there. But if you go on to Facebook, you can come on the link.
The hard part is, don't think we're ignoring your comments on TikTok and Instagram.
We can barely see it.
It's just the phones are far. Even with the glass on, I can't see it. I can't see them to read them. I apologize. We'd love to respond. You can always join us on is that Facebook or YouTube? That's Facebook.
Facebook and YouTube.
So Facebook
Live.
and YouTube, we can see your comments better. Or if you want to join, you have
I think
something to say,
LinkedIn too. LinkedIn.
Our links on there.
Yeah.
They won't stop Lake City from selling to civilians. Oh, from selling to civilians. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they want to do.
They don't want it. The ammo for the most common ammo for the most common weapon.
Yeah.
It's all BS. It's
Well,
all,
Todd, you drive safe. All right, we don't want you to get in trouble or end up
doesn't
in the
matter.
hospital. Hopefully, your wife's doing good and your grandchild.
I feel like all this is just taking an inch at a time. Stop them from getting the ammo. So they can't take the whole thing. So it's just move an inch at a time, move an inch at a time, move an inch at a time till the 2A is completely gone.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're trying to sit there and want to tax guns 1,000%. They want to tax ammo 1,000%. It's a 223 is or a 556. Everybody knows it's a small little thing, but when you go hunting, you don't use a 223 or a 556.
Yeah.
You're using a 270, 30-06,
Yeah.
308.
Well, yeah, you're not. Well, 223 is made to injure, right?
Right.
I
It hits a person, goes in, maybe rattle a little bit. So when you're on a battlefield, you take one person out, but it takes two people to carry that person out.
You certainly don't want to injure animals when you're hunting. You want to kill.
No, you don't want to
kill.
kill.
One shot, one kill if you can. So the animal's not suffering.
Mm-hmm.
You're not chasing. You're not wasting time out there. So
because most of the hunters there are not shooting for sport; they're shooting to get meat for
nothing's
to
worse
eat.
when you shoot a deer and you got to go track it.
Oh,
So you
God,
get a
yeah.
bad shot and you're tracking it for 3 hours and can't find it. It's suffering and it's miserable. You don't want no hunter wants that.
Yeah.
So
They try to put it out its misery.
Yep.
It's hunting also helps with the the environment, the ecological
of course there has to be balance. The deer here are out of control because there are no controls for it. There's not enough predators to control. There's some coyotes, but the deer grow exponentially here because there is not to stop it. The problem is when you get too many deer, you're killing the food source. There's not enough food, so
And
then you
then
get a bunch of deer
disease.
you get a bunch of deer that are starving and miserable rather than a healthy population that's the right size.
Yeah.
It's just
But I would like to see more elk in the state. Like,
I'm good.
have them make a
I'm good.
comeback.
I'm good. I think deer do enough damage.
They do, but
We don't need elk running around.
think how great it'd be. Like, hey, there's an elk.
I love elk. It's amazing. It makes great jerky. But I don't want to run my car into an elk. I've had enough damage from deer.
Or introduce more wild boar in Illinois.
There we go.
There you go.
One more thing for our dogs to fight and get killed by, or get confronted. I saw videos. last
Oh,
night.
they'll attack people then.
I saw the people there with mountain lions. Holy shit, coming into their backyard at their glass doors on their patio because they have a cat or a dog,
Yeah.
and the dog just standing there, and the cat's trying to get in to eat that dog or that cat. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, a 200-pound mountain lion is a scary thing. I saw people hiking, and all of a sudden they come down a path, and then there's a mountain lion. You're like, shit.
Well, yeah, but they're so good. They'll wait till you get in front of them and to come from behind.
You never turn your back. You never
Yeah.
turn your. So, dude, I don't know if you ever watched the guys on Alone when they were on the one island out in Vancouver, in BC. But it was bear and mountain lions on the island. So what they all did, it's pretty smart. They all sewed eyes on the back of their hats because that stops the cat from attacking from behind because if it sees eyes. So they purposely sewed eyes on the back of their head so if they're out walking looking for food, they wouldn't get attacked from behind.
That would be interesting.
And so it stops the charge from just grabbing you from behind. That's the way they like to attack. So if they see eyes, it slows down their attack.
Well, I learned most of my skills of outdoors is from Grizzly Adams.
Grizzly Adams.
Grizzly Adams, you know.
Grizzly Adams did have a beard.
Yes,
He was friends with the animals, walked with the animals, talked with the animals. No, I watched one where a guy got stalked by a fucking mountain lion for like 2 hours. He's just walking backwards, and the cat, it would keep false charging him, like come right at him, like wide paws, and you don't realize how big they are until you see them up close, and you realize their paws are bigger than your face.
Well, bear spray would stop them.
Yeah, but they're hard. But I think so. That's what I thought. Like,
right?
But they're more agile. They move quicker. They move left and right. Cats don't just attack in a straight line where a bear comes at you like a bulldozer.
Right, but if you have bear spray and you kind of wand it, it's gonna get into their eyes or their mouth. You hope, right?
You hope before it gets to you. Have you seen the teeth on those things?
Oh yeah, I mean,
one bite.
Why not bring the saber-toothed tigers back?
I mean, one bite and you're done. You're in massive damage. And if it gets you by the leg, the problem is if you go down. If you go down, you're dead. Because once you're down, it won't stop attacking. It doesn't matter if you sprayed it in the face or not. It's going to keep attacking you. Just like a bear doesn't care. A bear, if you spray it, but it got to you and you fall down.
I think the bear will care. I think the cat will care. That spray, I mean, it hurts our eyes.
Yeah, it does.
But I mean, it's the not the teeth, it's the claws.
Well, yeah, they rip and shred. Yeah. Well, just like the bear paw. When you see the size of a bear paw and you see the 3-inch claws.
Yeah.
You think about those hooking into you and just tearing through you. Oh.
Yeah. Those brave men back in the old days that would attack them with their Bowie knife. That's got to be crazy.
The bear death or a cougar death seems like a most horrible way to die.
Yeah. But also, what other 2A news we got going on? Nothing in Illinois yet. Still waiting on some stuff.
Seems like we're losing ground.
I don't think we're losing ground. I think it's.
Oh, the ATF's pushing back again now.
Well, yeah, but
last ruling because
ATF and government are doing that short term while we're taking the long road, right? It's the long path, getting there and getting evidence and getting to the point to get it to the Supreme Court.
I want to keep fighting it. Just my scare is if Biden gets elected again, we're going to be in real trouble.
Well, even if, no, because Trump could tell the ATF or whoever becomes the next president, to pretty much, stop what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because they would put their own person in charge.
Sure. I mean, the ATF's so corrupt, the FBI is corrupt, CIA is corrupt. We all know this now from the last 3 years how bad it is. It's a shame. But this is scary to me. It seems like this is being constantly every day pushed more and more towards communism. Yeah. Socialism is the first step, and then communism.
Yeah, but most of the companies have gone woke, have gone broke. Like, look at Sports Illustrated, right? We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. Had
to lay off all their employees. Not because maybe nobody was buying it, but it was because of a debt they owed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Who buys magazines anymore?
Yeah, I don't know who. I mean,
tell me the last time you picked up a Sports Illustrated and read it. I don't even see it in the doctor's office or dentist's office anymore when I go. That's the only place I never look at a Sports Illustrated. I never cared to read. It was boring to me. Swimsuit issue is awesome, but everything else was boring.
Yeah, the swimsuit issue is probably their biggest seller.
Nothing I would read. Sports Illustrated is boring format for me. So unless I'm handicapping or trying to become start gambling again, I just didn't have any need to read at all.
Yeah, and even then, you just look at the internet for all that information.
It's just quicker.
Yeah.
I don't have to wait for it to show up. I don't have to carry it with me.
And then the news won't be so old either.
No.
Right? Because of whatever it comes out.
Yeah. It's funny how fast stuff changes now. It is nice to have immediate updates on it. I do like that.
Instant information.
Yes, it is nice.
Yeah.
But so Denzel Washington was saying something to a reporter I thought was really important. It was so good. They're asking about news and fake media. He goes, as media now, you have a bigger responsibility than ever. He goes, the thing now is you stop caring about the story and all you care about is being first. It's who can get it out there first. Who can get it out there first, regardless of whether it's good information or not. It's just get it out there first. He says your responsibility now is to make sure that you're reporting the truth and not just being first. So it's like that. That's why media is no longer valid, because it's just about who gets it first. They don't even care if it's right, if it's accurate. They don't care what damage they do. Just I got to be first. I got to be first because that's what makes you the money. So you have a huge responsibility to be accurate and be truthful, which that integrity is completely gone. So from journalists, I couldn't believe the other night when stupid Rachel Maddow, when Trump was giving his speech, she really insulted everybody. It's funny, like, you're too stupid to disseminate what's real or what's not real. So we're gonna not show it because we're afraid we might give you he might give you information that's not accurate or correct.
Yeah.
So we're not going to show it because we're protecting you. Because you're so dumb, we're protecting you.
Well, that's just them being scared of a truth.
Yeah, but anytime the government or media starts saying, we're not telling you this, we're editing this because you don't have the intellectual capacity to handle it. That is a massive move. That's Marxism right there on the thing. It's absolutely communism.
Yeah, well, isn't that protected under the First Amendment, right? I mean, they didn't show.
First thing you do is get control of all the media. Then the news is what you make it.
Yeah.
Exactly what this is. It's what the Nazis did. So every dictator's ever done is they get control of the media, then they put out the messages they want to put out, and that becomes what the actual news and the actual facts are. It happens in North Korea. The incredulous things that Kim Jong-un puts out about himself. His dad played golf one time, got 18 holes in one, but went bowling one time, got a perfect game, never need to do it again. Yeah. He's the one who fixed all the cataracts of all their people.
Climbed a mountain in the cold, almost naked.
Right. So
creates the rain and the wind for the people.
Right. And listen to somebody from North. You would think no one would believe that shit, but I listened to a girl who escaped from North Korea. She's like, it's all you know from the time you're born. It sounds, now that I'm here, I look back and it sounds ridiculous. She goes, but growing up there, that's the only media we get. So what else you to do but believe it? Why? It's like, that's it. Well, you get no other sources. There's nothing else brought your way, so you believe it.
Yeah.
And I think what we're learning now is make the right evil. Tell everybody that they're evil. That becomes a reason to censor them, to not let anything through that they do. Keep them from any kind of power because they're the evil. And you can't let the evil exist.
Yeah. But then when the person who's trying to stop the evil is also evil, somewhat, right? It kind of makes sense.
There is no evil. It's not evil just because I don't agree with you.
Right.
But the kids now in indoctrinating schools that if you don't agree with me, in this liberal viewpoint, it's because you're evil. Not because you have different information, not because you've had different experience, not because different education. It's purely only because you're evil.
Because you can't get two people to sit down and have a conversation about a political thing or anything without one of them screaming and yelling and crying about something.
That's so ridiculous. The screaming is so ridiculous. It aggravates me to no end that you can't sit there and have a conversation.
It's just like if you're talking to somebody, you're having a nice, perfect conversation, and all of a sudden they just start swearing. You're like, seriously?
Yeah.
You gotta use your swear words to make your point. Can you make it without it? Because now once you do that, now it gives me every right to use whatever words I need to use.
Then it disintegrates.
And it disintegrates. Yeah. Maybe we should do is when they start doing that, just give them a hug and say you're special. I understand.
Someone said a way to defeat that, and it was so funny. I kind of got to remember now, but it was so I'm like, that's a perfect way to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like, I hate that there can't be any debate anymore. I watch when Charlie Kirk goes out and speaks, kids on college campuses. Like, I watched one kid come like, "You're a disgusting asshole pig." He's like, "Do you want to have a civil discourse?" He's like, "Okay, I hate you. I hate your stupid face." Like,
and these are college educated kids.
Yeah, college kids don't have the ability to debate and have an intelligent conversation. It's not their fault. It's because from the time they're in grammar school, they've been indoctrinated that if anybody doesn't believe this way, it's purely because they're evil.
Yeah.
They won't listen. They won't listen to their side's argument. They won't listen to debate. They won't listen to the evidence. Just it's purely because you're evil. So I have every right to hate you, shut you down, shut you up, keep you from get off my campus. Like I can't believe any college kid would ever say that. If you're not a college student, you're not absolutely a supporter of the First Amendment. That's the scariest thing to me ever.
Yeah. It was funny how you're saying, you're evil, get off my campus. I was just thinking like how most sergeant majors, in the military, keep off my grass. Mm-hmm. I wonder when they retire and retired sergeant majors, they have a sign on their grass at home.
Those are those guys. Now I know who all those guys are like, get off my grass. It's all sergeant majors. It's all retired sergeant majors. So now
we had a neighbor that was kind of like that. They moved away a couple years ago, but it was just weird. I'm like, it's grass.
It would be awesome.
I really don't care much for, if it's grass, it's grass. It's gonna grow.
Right.
If you step on it,
if you're out there, if kids are out there playing, who cares?
Who cares?
Right. What I don't like is like weird people just walking around my yard or walking through.
Yeah,
my yard.
yeah, they're weird people.
But if my kids go out and play, that's for me, that's what grass is for, is an area to play. Otherwise, I would have just poured cement. I don't have to take care of any grass.
See, now why can't we do that? I mean, that'd be great. But the city won't let you.
Because I like grass.
Yeah, I do too. It's a great place for the dog to go to, and plus you need to put up Christmas stuff or Halloween stuff. It's stake them into.
Plus,
the
when
ground.
my daughter throws the ball to me and it goes, it's way to the left or way to the right.
The grass stops
The
it.
grass doesn't roll all the way out into the street every time.
Yeah.
So I can go pick it up for the 85th time. Like, I'm here. I'm here. Look at me. Throw it at me.
Does everybody know the 2 seals that got lost at sea still haven't been found? Most likely they're probably a burial at sea. Sorry to hear about that with their families. But they're, it's what they do. They go in these high stake things. Stuff happens. Lives are lost. One falls in, the other one goes in to help them out in case that warrior is wounded or needs help. So, I mean, they could still be alive. Maybe they got drifted. Maybe they got picked up by somebody else. That'd be great news.
I mean, they're seals,
but
this is where they live and train, right? Is the ocean. So they're made for the cold, horrible, harsh weather.
Yeah,
and the brutality. Who knows?
Who knows?
Seals have lived through worse, right? Yeah. We have evidence of it,
and just not seals either.
Yeah,
it's
Think how many congressional medal. If you've looked at any of the Congressional Medal of Honor winners, the circumstances they survived through, even when they didn't survive, are incredible. No, it's never like, oh, it was an easy situation. It wasn't like, oh, there was a machine gun nest, I just ran up and stormed it. It was, no, I was held down for 2 days, starving, and I, with my 1 rifle and 30 rounds of ammunition, held off 10 soldiers and fought and shot and miserable. It's never like just an easy one. It's a horrendous situation or circumstance they had to make it through.
Well, that'd be like what's his name from World War II? Everybody knows the most decorated soldier, Audie Murphy, right? Got up there on a tank that was damaged with a 50 cal and held off a company or a battalion of Germans with tanks, and got his hip blown out. And an interesting fact was, after he got hurt, because he was promoted to lieutenant, after he got hurt in the hospital, was promoted to captain. Somebody told me. I don't know if it's true or not, but that'd be. I never looked up there's Larry. Larry's the one. Got promoted to captain. So he got 2 field promotions, right? But 3 field promotions, which is really unheard of.
Well, there's if you look at what was the recent one was it Afghanistan? The guy who died, but it was a SEAL. He got himself in a bunker and was surrounded by he held off all those guys from attacking, like by himself
so his buddies can get out.
Yeah, held them all off for 2 days by himself, injured, stuck in the little bunker.
Yeah,
went through hell, to hold them off and sacrifice himself but he's able to fight off, I think, 12 or 13 guys.
Yeah, and then they sent another team in to get him.
Yeah,
but he still lost his life.
Shame, but
so
if you watch the story and watch the video, it's incredible to have it actually on video and see what was going on, and really understand what hell he went through to make it happen.
Yeah. All right.
Well, he didn't even sleep for 2 days.
Yeah. Well, thanks, guys. We're keeping this short and sweet.
Sounds good to me.
We'll see you guys next week. We're here next week.
Yep.
Yeah, we're here next week.
I am. I'll be here next week.
Yeah, we'll be here.
I don't think we have anything after that.
No.
Then we're both gone for a weekend.
Yeah, then we're both gone for a weekend. So don't forget order online, use GVC 12.
Fine, look at our site to go see it. If there's anybody local to you, please go help support them.
Yeah.
Always love supporting our local businesses. It's such a huge benefit for them, huge benefit for us. Local businesses need it more than ever, man. Like I said, we're talking today about expenses increasing so much.
Yeah.
And your local guy might charge a little bit more, but understand, he's doing it not to go put profit or put gas in his yacht. He's doing it so he can survive and keep the doors open.
Yeah.
And we have a
feed
price
the
increase.
family.
We're not sitting here living high in the hog. It's it's so we can keep maintaining donations, and we run just above break even, which is barely enough to make the donations.
Yeah, and talking about donations, we gotta.
Yep, definitely got to do that.
Yeah.
We'll do our big check presentation. So watch Facebook, Instagram. We'll do pictures. I love when they come down. We do the big check.
Yeah, maybe this time we'll do some live stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
The big check's always fun though.
Yeah,
I love doing
the big check.
I always, as a kid, I always thought that was the coolest thing ever, like the big check.
Yeah, and if Todd, if you're listening, if you can send us the phone number for the guy we need to get a hold of at the range to get him down here for the check, I appreciate it. From the Aurora Sportsman Club, ASC.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
We'll
do pictures announcing all everybody we gave money to. I think there's some couple other sources, so that we want to make sure we take care of everybody that we possibly can.
So, all right. Well,
Thanks guys. Have a great weekend.
Keep your head on a swivel.
Move right.